Okay, so good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing fine. Uh, okay, just confirm me that whether my screen is visible to you or not. Okay. So is it visible? So
Yeah,
okay, okay. You can see this one note or not? Just confirm with this. Okay. Okay. So we are going to start the linked list today. Okay. So we'll start from the basics. What is linked list and all its operations? What are its pros and cons? Okay. So let's start with the singly linked list, which is the main and the base part of the linked list. So let's understand what is linked list and how it is different from array, like in storing elements or datas. Okay. So say suppose I think you have heard about arrays and how does it work. Okay. So say suppose this is an array. Okay. And what we do in array, like we start from 0, then 1. Okay, let me write this. Okay. Like there are index numbers: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So these are the index number, and uh, like these are stored, like these are not in dynamic memory. These are contiguous. Okay. These are stored in the contiguous memory location, where one is next to the other. Okay. And another is next to the next. Okay. So we start from index number 0, then we go 1, 1, and then 2, then 3, then 4. So it goes so on. So in this array we can easily fetch data inside every node easily, because like we can just fetch the data writing in index number, like if you want to fetch data from index number 2. Okay. Then we will just write the index number, and we can fetch the data inside it. Say suppose the data inside is 30. So we can fetch the data easily. Okay. So 30 will be its answer. But the main problem of array is that we can't increase the memory size. Like we can't do this. Like if we have initialized a data, an array of, say suppose, size 7. Okay. Say suppose the size of this array is 7. Okay. Then we can't increase the size of the array. Okay. After we have initialized it, we can't increase the size of the array. Okay. So in order to increase the like size, or like allocate it dynamically, we have come across a new concept called linked list. Okay. So before linked list, I want to explain you what is dynamic memory. Like dynamic memory, you may be knowing that dynamic memory is a memory in which we can increase the size, we can just allocate the memory whenever we want. Okay. So that is basically dynamic memory. Okay. So how does these heads and these linked lists work, or stored inside the dynamic memory? We will be going to explain. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Kellogg Malloc, you can say, like it is in the case of C language, but you can also use new operator in C++. Okay. So we are using C++ here for the reference, because I'm comfortable with the C++. You can also use it in C language. Both are nearly same. Okay. So what we'll do here, let's this part. this is okay. 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 So now starting with the linked list. What is singly linked list? Okay. Singly linked list is a kind of like storing elements inside dynamic memory. And but here what we can do, like in array we use 0, 1, 2, 3, and we can fetch data directly, like fetching from 1 to 3. But this is not in the case of linked list. What we have to do inside it, first we will allocate the memory. Okay, we'll allocate the memory inside dynamic memory in a simple language. Like we can say that like we have to ask the dynamic memory whether you have space or not. Like he will give us some memory and we will just allocate our data inside it. Okay, so that is like dynamic memory. Say suppose I want to store one node, like this is node 1. Okay, I want to store this. Okay, then I have to ask dynamic memory. So suppose this is a dynamic memory. Okay, I have to ask dynamic memory whether he's having space inside it or not. Okay, if he finds any space, then he will allocate that memory for me, because I have reserved that memory for my node number 1. Okay, now what we will do, we'll again reserve another memory for node 2, and again for node 3. Okay, now what is this? These are nodes. Okay, node number 1, node number 2, node number 3. Okay, so what we will do here, we don't know the location of the node 1, node 2, node 3. Okay, we don't know the location. In array we know the location, because if zeroth index is in the is in any index, like say suppose xy. Okay, and if it is an integer, say suppose it is an integer 1. Okay, then the next location will be its next node. It is simple and contiguous in array, but it is not like that. Say suppose one node is here. Okay, another node is here, and another node is here. We do, and this is dynamic memory. We don't know the location of any of the node, but we have to fetch the data, na? Like we have to fetch the data from this. Say suppose it is 1, it is 2, and it is 3. We have to fetch the series of the data. Say suppose I found 1, I found this data, then we can fetch this. Now what about second one? We don't know the address of the second node, because it is not contiguous, so we can't fetch the data by writing index number. Okay, yeah, exactly. Head pointer. Yes, that's why we need a head pointer. Okay, now before moving towards this head pointer, I want to explain what is inside this node. Okay, say suppose I reserved a node inside dynamic memory. Then what that node will contain? That node will contain two parts. Okay, first is data part, this data part, and second is this address part. And now this data part, we know that this part of this node will contain a data. But what this part will contain? This part will contain the address of the next node, because we don't know the address of the next node. Okay, so we need to know the address of the next node. Okay, because if say suppose I came to know about address of the first node. Say suppose the address of the first node is xy. Okay, then what is the address of the second node? We don't know that. So what we have to do, we store data, we store the address of the second node inside the first node. Say suppose it is xz. Okay, sorry, xz. Okay, so this is xz, and what is this xz? This is the address of the next node. Now what is the address of the next node? It is xz. Okay, now this node now we have well known about this node, that where this node is like located. Okay, in the dynamic memory, it is in the address number. It's not a number, it's like an address, simple. It doesn't contain any data type, but it is say suppose it is xz. Now this node is located inside the address called xz. Now this will again contain two parts. One is data part, okay, and the next one is address part. Now this address will again contain the address of the next node. Okay, yes. We'll move towards head part, but first let me explain the linked list, then I will explain the head. Okay, so what now this second node containing the address of the third node. Say suppose address of the third node is AB. Okay, A and B, AB. Okay, now we are now well known of the location of the third node. What is the location of the third node? It's AB. Okay, now it is on the location AB. So now we found node number 3. Then again this will contain two parts. One is data part and one is address part. Now if we want to end the data, like we don't want to increase it further, we just want to point it to the null, then what this data part will what this address part will contain? It will contain null. Okay, it doesn't contain any address to the next node, it just contain null. It will be null. Okay, now the question is, okay, we are well known of the nodes and that how these nodes are linked between each other. Okay, but what about the first node? How we will come to know about the first node? Okay, so to know about the first node, we have to initialize a node which will contain only address part. Okay, this will contain only address part. Now this address part will not contain any data, because we just want this node to tell us about the address of the first node. Okay, so what is the address of the first node? XY. Okay, so this head part will contain the address XY. Okay, I think it is a little messy, so I just have to put up this. Okay, okay. Now okay, 1 minute. Okay, more about null. Yeah, sure. Like see, like we have an array. Say suppose we have an array. Now this array contains address. This array contains nodes, like node number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. After that, it doesn't contain anything. Okay, but in the case of linked list, what we can do, we can just keep on increasing the node number. Okay, but there is an end of the node. Okay, say suppose I want to end the linked list, I don't want to increase it further, like I don't want to add any node after that. Okay, so what we will do, like say suppose this node, the second part of this node will contain the address of the next node. Okay, and now again this node will contain the address of the next node, but in the third node this will also contain the address of the next node. But what we see, there is no node after that. There is no node after that. Okay, there can be an like a node, then we can write address of that node inside this, but here we are using null. Here what we are doing, we are just ending this linked list. Okay, so what we are doing, we just have to put null here. We don't have to put anything. This will be empty, this part will be empty. and this empty part will like point that like this is the end of the linked list. It will just say that your linked list is ended. Okay, so after that there will be no node, so that's why we have to give some value na, so that value will be null. I hope you are well known of the null, because uh, in C++ like basic you have read about the null and everything like that. Okay, so null is the basic thing that doesn't contain anything. Okay, like it's empty space. Okay, so this is the basic operation of linked list, singly linked list. It's a singly linked list. We are starting with a singly linked list. So this is how a linked list work. Let's summarize how does it work. First, we will point towards head. We will make a head. Okay, now this head will contain address of the first node, the head node. It is called head node. Okay, it's called head node or the first node. Okay, and this will contain the address of the head. Okay, so just to take a reference, we need this node. Okay, so to take the reference of the first node or the starting node, we need head. Then this will contain the address of the next node. Now we are well known of the next node. Now this node will contain two parts. One is integer part and one is address part. Now why this address is 4? I know that this is integer part, this is data part that we have to fetch. But what is that second part? The second part will contain the address of the second node. Okay. Now we are again well known of the second node, then data part, then again the address part. This address will contain the address of the third node. Okay. Now again this third node will contain two parts. One is data part and one is null. And now why null? Because this will describe that our linked list is ended. We don't have any node after that. So this will contain an empty space called null. Okay. So this is the basic linked list. Okay. Okay. Any confusion up to this topic? You can ask. Otherwise, we will move forward. Sorry. Okay. Now, okay. Now we will start with some operations. Like it has two kind of basic operations. Okay. One is insertion part and one is deletion part. Okay. So one by one we will see by implementing in C++. But before that, let us have a look about what are the pros of linked list and what are the cons of linked list. So basically these are the basic pros and cons. We can just differentiate between array and linked list. Okay, so these are the points to differentiate between array and other storing data structures. So like what are the pros? First we'll talk about the pros of the linked list. So what are the pros? So they are dynamic in nature, as we know that the linked list is always stored in dynamic memory. So yes, basically they are dynamic in nature. We can increase the number of nodes. We can increase the number of allocation of memory inside dynamic memory. Okay, so these are dynamic in nature. Like it can increase the length or decrease the length, depend upon the problem solving. Okay. Now second is, first is this, and second is insertion and deletion operation can be easily implemented. Okay, so insertion and deletion can be easily implemented in this, like we will see in the implementation part, and you will come to know that how it's easy to delete or like insert any node. Okay, now what are the cons of the linked list? The cons of the linked list are the memory is wasted as pointer require extra memory for storage. Yes, this is the important part for for cons of the linked list. Like in this one node contain two parts. So this part will also take some memory, and this part will also take some memory. But in array, what is this? This contains only one data part. This doesn't need any address part to store. So we need more storage area, like more storage memory to store a linked list. Okay. Okay. Yeah, linked list started. So now second, what is the second cons? Like no element can be accessed randomly. It has to access each node sequentially. That is, proper traversal must be done. Okay. So now proper traversal must be done. Why proper traversal? We need proper traversal because say suppose in this wait. Okay. Say suppose in this in this array we need if we want to fetch node number 3. Okay. And this node number 3 contains a data part which is equals to 30. Okay. Say suppose it is 30. I'm just writing 30. Say suppose it is 30. Okay. So if we want to fetch the data from third node, then we can just write the index number. Okay. Index number 3, and we can fetch the data from it. Okay. And it will be the value 30. Okay. Now, but in the case of linked list, what is this? Say suppose we want to fetch the data from n3. Say suppose it is again 30. Okay. So to fetch the data from node 3, we can't direct write index number or node number 3 or something like that. Okay. We can't write the index number. But what we have to do, we have to start from head. We have to start from head because this is inside a dynamic memory. Okay. And we don't know the location of any node because they are not continuous. Okay. So we will start from head, then again we'll go for the first node, then again we'll go for the second node, and then again we'll go for the third node. Why I'm doing this? Because this head doesn't know where is node number 2 or node number 3. This head only knows where is node number 1. Okay. And we have to start from head because without starting from head we will not be able to know the location of node number 1. Okay. And if we are not knowing the location of the node number 1, then ultimately we are not knowing the location of the node number 2, and then we are not knowing the location of the node number 3. Okay. So we have to start from head, and then we have to move forward from first, then second, then third. And after coming to the third, we'll just fetch the data which is equals to 30. Okay. Now it is equals to 30. Now, but what we can see here, we have to traverse the whole linked list, like not the whole linked list, up to where the index number we have mentioned. Like if we want to if we want to fetch the data from n3, then we have to traverse the linked list up to n3. So it's a kind of con for this linked list. Okay. Reverse traversing is difficult in linked list. Now we can achieve this with the help of W linked list. Yes, for reverse traversing, we need another kind of data structure which is inside linked list only, which is called W linked list. But we will not talk about W linked list now. We will just move for this single linked list. Okay. So now we will start the implementing part. Uh, So till here till here, any doubt, or like confirm me if you have any doubt. Then we'll move towards the implementation part. Any doubt till here? Uh, any doubt, guys? Okay. Let's start the implementation part. Okay. So now we're going to start the implementation part of this linked list, single linked list. Okay. Okay. So now we are going to start the implementation part. Okay. So I hope that you're well known of the functions, like functions used in C++, the basic structure of the C++. Uh, if anyone having a bottom one, okay. 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 Okay, David, we are going to implement the code. So now I'm going to start from the basic like library, and I'm using this Dev C++. You can also use like any editor code, like any compiler, like Vim or Visual Studio Code. But I'm using here Dev C++. So let's start with the code implementation. So first we will start from include h using namespace std. I guess you know this theme. Okay, return 0. This is the basic part of the like C++. Now what we'll do, we'll start implementing the code. First, what we will do, what we will we will just make a class of name node. Okay, we'll make it public. Now, what this node will contain? Say suppose this is a node, and this node contains two parts. Okay, so we are going to describe this node through using this class. Okay, so this will contain two parts again. One is int data part, and then node star next, and this second will contain the address part. Now why I'm using this node star here, because this next is neither any integer nor any float or any character. Okay, so this is just this is just an address, and the address that's why we are using pointer here, and we are using the same data type like node. So we are using node star next, and this will contain the address of the next node, and the int data will contain the data part. So this is a kind of box which will contain two parts. One is the data part, and one is address part, address of the next node. Now, after making this, what we'll do, we'll start making nodes, different nodes, and start allocating the memory inside the dynamic memory. Okay. So so now I'm going to start node star head is equals to null. First, I will write the this code. Then I will explain why it is why it is written like this. Node star second is equals to null. Node star is equals to null. Node star fourth is equals to null. Okay. Say suppose I want to end this linked list in fourth. Okay, I don't want to add any further like node inside it. Okay. So why I'm writing this? We are just declaring the variable part, and this variable is of node type. This head will contain two parts. One is data part, one is next part. Then second will also contain this data part and this next part. This third will also contain the same. The fourth will also contain the same. Okay. So we have made four nodes. Now for now it is containing null. It doesn't have any value, but we will put the value and the address inside it. So to do that, first we have to allocate these nodes inside the dynamic memory, because we have just declared the memory. We have just declared the variables. We haven't allocated inside inside the dynamic memory. Okay. So to allocate these nodes inside the dynamic memory, what we will do? Okay. Okay. So what we will do? We will do like we will start allocating the memory. So to allocate the memory, first I will allocate the first node, which is the head node. We can also use first here instead of head, but for the sake of understanding, for the readability of the code, I'm using first here. I'm using head here because it is the head node. We can also use first, but like to to say that it is a first node or it is the head node, we are using head, then second, then third, then fourth. So first I will allocate the head node. So to allocate the head node inside the dynamic memory, what we'll use of this code. Head is equals to new node. We are using new operator here. We can also use malloc, calloc if you are using C or C++. In C++ also we can use malloc, but like it's a sorter form. Like we can use it in sorter form. Like new is a sorter thing, so I'm using this. But you can also use malloc, calloc also. Okay. Now head. Sorry, we have allocated a head inside the dynamic memory. Then second is equals to new node. Third is equals to new node. Okay. Fourth is equals to new node. So now these all four are allocated inside the dynamic memory. Now what we have to do inside it, we just have to enter the data and the address part. We have to divide these nodes into two parts. One is of address part and one is of data part. Okay. We have allocated these memories. We have reserved the space inside dynamic memory for these four nodes. Now we will start with the like entering the data part. Okay. Now for entering the data, what we'll do? Head data. First we'll enter the data, then we'll enter the address in the first node. So head data. So it contains head data. It will contain the data part of the first node, which is head node. So say suppose I want to enter 1 here. Okay, 1. Now head will contain the second part, and this second part will contain the address of the second node. So what is the address of the second node? It is second itself. Okay. Up to here, any issues? Then confirm me. It has data also. No, head doesn't have any data. Head, like, see, wait. Here, this is the head node. This is not head. Okay, this is not head. This is head node. We will just point head node in the further code. We are just making a linked list. Okay, we are just making starting from first node, then second, then third, then fourth. We are not using any head here for an instance, but we'll use in the further code. So this head, okay. Let me make it first. It's not a head. Okay. First. Okay. So it's a first node. We're just linking each other. Okay. Okay. Fine. Now we are doing the linking part. We're just linking the nodes to each other. Okay. So now what we'll do? We'll again do second. We'll again enter the data in the second part. 2 second next. Now what second node will contain the second part? It will contain the address of the third node. Okay. Now again third data is equals to, so suppose I want to enter 3. Now third will contain the second part, which is next, and what this next will contain? Fourth node. Okay. Now this fourth node is interesting. Fourth data. First it will contain the data part. It will obviously contain the data part, but in the address part of this fourth node, what we'll do? We'll just use null here. Okay. Null is a sign of empty inside any compiler, like in C++, also in Java also. Null is a sign of emptiness. Okay. So this will contain empty value, because this line number 32 will tell you that you have ended your linked list. Okay. So linked list will terminate up to here, up to fourth node. Okay. So this is the way how we allocate memory, and we link nodes to each other inside the dynamic memory. But this is not enough. Okay. This is not enough. Why it is not enough? Because these are located inside dynamic memory, and dynamic memory only know where these things are located, but the user doesn't know where these things are located. So to know where these are located, we have to fetch the data. Okay. We have to fetch the data. What are the data inside the first node? What are the data inside the second node? What is the data inside the third node, fourth node? We don't know that. Okay. So we have to fetch that. But now dynamic memory is knowing what is the data inside first node, inside the second node, inside the third node. Okay. So to fetch the data, what we will do, as I have said in the node, that we have to traverse the whole linked list. Okay. So we have to start from this. We have to start from head node. Okay. This head node. Then it will go to the second node. Then it will go to the third node, and it will fetch the data of all the nodes. Okay. Okay. Now to traverse this linked list, this is the linked list that we have made. These 4 are the linked list. So to traverse from first, then second, then third, then fourth, we need a pointer, and that pointer will contain the address of the head. Okay. And it will increase its value. Okay. So what we'll do here, we'll just make a function void. I hope you are well known of the function like pass by reference, pass by value. Okay. Pass by address. So I'm using this. I'm going to use all these things inside my function. So I hope you are well known of the functions. How does functions work? Okay. Because you're doing the DSA session, then you must be knowing all these basic things. Okay. So I'm going to start from from traversing these things, from traversing this linked list. So void traversal node star n. Now why this node star n? Now this is the n. This is the node which will contain the address of the first node. Okay. And this will traverse the whole linked list. First it will go to the first, then second, then third, then fourth. Okay. So, and it is of node star type. Why? Because this will contain the address. It doesn't contain only like int or float or anything. It will contain address. So this will contain so we are using this node star here. Okay. Now this n, this is the n, and this will contain the address of the first node. So what we will do here, we'll use a loop to traverse anything we know. We need loop. Remind this, okay? So to traverse this linked list, we need loop. Now I'm using while loop here. While n is not equals to null. Okay. Why I'm using this? Why is n is not equals to null? Because okay. Let me write the whole code first. Like cout and data. Okay. Then n equals to and next. Okay. Okay. Now I'll explain this why it is happening. Okay. So let me copy this code and I'll explain this inside here. Okay. Uh, okay. Now we are going to use this code. Okay. We are going to use this code for traversing. Okay. Then I'm going to use this code. So what we'll do, we'll just point n here. Say suppose this is n. Say suppose this is n. Okay. This is n, and now this n is pointing towards head. Okay. This node is pointing towards head, and it will start from n and it will go up to null. Okay. It will start from 1, then again 2, then 3, and it will terminate when the value becomes null. Okay. So what we'll do, it will traverse the whole linked list up to where, up to n becomes null. Okay. So now what we'll do here, we are going to start from n equals to 1. So n will be in the first node. Then again it will fetch the data from the nth node. This, okay. Wait 1 minute. Uh, okay. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna traverse this from n equals to 1. Okay. Say suppose this node contain data called 10. Okay. And this contains 20. Okay. This contains 30. Okay. So these are the data inside these nodes, and we have to traverse them, and we have to fetch the data from each and every node. Okay. So how to fetch the data from each and every node? We have to start from n equals to 1. Say suppose it is 1, it is 2, it is 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll fetch the data n equals to 1. Like this is this will start from n equals to 1. So n equals to 1, we will fetch the data, n of data. So and now n is this node, n is 1. So it will fetch the data. So the data will be 10. Okay. Then it will increase its value. See here, it will increase its value, n is equals to n next. It will increase its value and its value become 2 now. Okay. And next, it means it will point, now n will point to the next of the n, next of the previous n. The previous n is 1. Now its next is n equals to 2. Now the value of n becomes 2. So it will fetch the data. It will again fetch the data. Now data becomes 20. Okay. Okay. Now again what we'll do, we'll increase the value of n. Okay, we're increasing the value of n. Now n becomes 3 here. Now what we'll do, n becomes 3 here. Now we'll again fetch the data. Okay, then the value becomes 30. We have fetched the data. Now we have fetched that. This code again applies here. N is equals to n next. Then the value again becomes 1 extra. Now what is the value of n here? The value of n here becomes null. So now what this statement says, that it will work up to the n becomes null. Now n becomes null, it will go out of, come out from this loop. Okay, and this will say that we have fetched all the datas of all the nodes inside the linked list. We have fetched 10, 20 and 30. So now we are having datas from all the nodes. So we are going to use this code. Okay, we are going to use this code to traverse and to fetch the data, okay, from each and every node, because up to here only dynamic memory knows where are the datas, where are they located, what are their addresses, but the user doesn't know where are their addresses and where they locate and what are the datas inside it. So what we'll do here, we'll use traversal function and we'll call the function inside main traversal and this node n. And how do we know that n is pointing to the head at the first? So we have to return head as a parameter here. So this head, this is the head, and n will point to the head. Okay, so that's why we have written head. If you will write second here, then n will this n will start from the second node. Okay, this n will start from the second node. If we write second as a parameter inside the main function. Okay, that's why we are using head here, because we want to fetch all the data of all the nodes. So we have to start from beginning. Okay, let's any issues up to here, like any issues like in implementation part or in theory part? Okay, so now we will run this program. We will see if this program contains any error or not. Okay, yeah. I missed semicolon here. Okay. The name of this is first, and it should be first here also, because we are starting from first. Okay. Now it's working properly. See, first we have fetched data from first node, which is 1. Then we have fetched data from second node, which is 2. We have fetched data from third node, which is 3, and then 4th. Okay, all right. Now we are going to do operations, like we have made a linked list. We have fetched the data from the linked list. Now what we'll do, we'll start operating like I have explained here. Like we will start these operations like insertion and deletion. We'll insert elements in at the beginning of the linked list. We'll insert a node at the between of the linked list or any index, and we'll insert the data at the end of the linked list. Okay, then again we'll start deletion part. Then we'll do deletion at the beginning. Sorry, the spelling mistake I made is silly. Okay, so we'll start from deletion at the beginning, then deletion at the between, then deletion at the end. Okay, so we will do the implementation part here. So what we'll do, so just reply if any issues up to here. Okay. All right. So we'll start from the like insertion part. So for insertion, we will start from insertion at beginning. Okay. Okay. So we'll just to insert a node at the beginning, we have to again make a function. So just make a function called void void insert at first. Now what I'm going to do here, let's understand with the one node what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to add a node. Okay, add a node. Add a node, and this node will point to the head node, and head will be updated. Now head is this because we are adding this node at the beginning of the linked list, at the beginning of the present linked list. So present linked list is this. Okay. So the present linked list is this. Okay. So now I'm going to add a node, a new node at the beginning of the linked list. So after adding this node, now head will be pointing to this node. The head will be pointing to the to this node, and this will become the head node. Okay, this will become the second node, this will become the third node, this will become the fourth node, and the length of the linked list will be increased. It is obvious that we are adding a node at the beginning or at the between or at the end. It is going to increase the length of the linked list. Okay, so it is first. So we have added a first node. This node again contain the data part and the address part. This address will contain the address of the first node, the previous first node. Now this node becomes the first node after adding this node. So what how we will implement this inside the code? Let's see. So we'll just make a node and we'll just make a function so that we can add it further. So to make a function, wait. Okay. So yeah. So first we'll write here node star head and then int data. Now why I'm using these head and this data as a like as a parameter. This data will be the data inside that the new node, because we are going to use the new node to insert at the beginning of the present node. So the data part will be this, and this head will be updated. So that's why we are using head. Okay, sorry, the address of the head, because we are using address of the head because we are not going to fetch it from the index number. So we need to know the address of the head. So that's why we are using node star address of the head. Okay, and it is known as pass by address. Okay, so now what we'll do inside this insert at first function, we'll just make a node which is known as node star. It is also a node star type. Okay, so node star p. Say suppose I want to make a node whose name is p, and now we will allocate this in the dynamic memory. New node. Okay, new node. Now what we'll do, we'll put data inside it. Data is equals to data, and this data is the same data what we have used in the parameter of the function called insert at first. So this data is same as of this data. That's why we have declared this data inside the parameter, inside as a parameter. Okay, so we have used p data. Now what we'll use, p next. Okay, so now this p next, what this p next will contain, this will contain head. Okay, why this head will point to the p next, because head is pointing to the p next. Okay, wait, let me explain through this. Here, this is the p next. Okay, this is the first node. This is p. Okay, this is p next. Now p next is containing head. Okay, so that's why we have written p next is containing head. Now head will be updated. What will be the new head? The head will be p. Okay, now the p next is not is no more head. Now the head node is updated. Now the head node will point to the first node of that linked list. And what is the first node of the linked list that we have added recently, which is p. Okay, so uh, now the head is pointing to the first node. This head is pointing to the first node because the head is updated now, and now this becomes the second node. Okay, and this becomes third, then this becomes fourth. Okay, so this is how we use insert at first. Now we'll implement, we'll return this function inside the main function. So to make it user friendly, cout original linked list is so now I will print the original linked list that we have made earlier without insertion at first. So it will print the original linked list. Now to print the inserted linked list, the new linked list that we have made after insertion. So what it will be? Cout the new list is, what will be the new linked list? We will return this function. What we'll do? We'll return this insert at first. Okay. So we'll use insert at first, and we'll start from head because node star will start from head. Okay. And see, we are using head in this, so that's why we are using head. We are starting from head and the data part. So what will be its data? Say suppose I want to enter the data 0. Okay, now we have added a data, but we haven't fetched the data from the whole linked list because we have made a new linked list. Now to fetch the data from the new linked list, we again have to traverse all the linked list. Okay, so to traverse the whole linked list, we again have to use the function called traversal. Okay, traversal first. Sorry, yeah, traversal first. Here also I have to use first. Okay, because we are using first because first was the head node, so that's why we are using first as a head. Okay, now traversal will be start from first node. Okay, now let's run this program. See, the original linked list is 1 2 3 4. Now the new linked list is 0 1 2 3 and 4. Now 0 is added at the beginning of the linked list. So here we can see that this code, this code helps us to add a new node at the beginning of the original linked list. Okay, okay. Now we'll learn how to insert the node at between. Let's comment it out. Okay, I've commented this code, which is insert at first. We'll now start from insert in between. Okay, so to insert at between, we'll use another function, insert in between node star address of head. Again, we will use address of head int data, the data part. But here one parameter is again added, a new parameter which is called int index. Now why we are using int index? Because we need to know the index number where we have to like add, where we are going to add the node. Okay, so say suppose if this is a linked list. Okay, if this is a linked list, say suppose I want to add a node at the index number 2. Okay, after the index number 2. So how I will know that we need to like we need to enter the node. So we need to fetch the like the index number. Okay, so we need to know the index number in order to insert the new node. Okay, so we have used these three parameters: node star head, int data, int index. Okay, now I'm going to insert the node at between. Okay, so first node star t, as usual we have made a new node. We will allocate in dynamic memory. Okay, now sorry, node, the spelling of node is wrong, I guess. Yeah, now what I will do will again, let me write this code, then I'll explain how does it work. Okay, node start ptr equals to head t data equals to data, int I equals to 0. Now we'll use, I guess we'll use while I is equals to index minus 1, ptr equals to ptr next, but we also have to increase I plus plus. After terminating from this, ptr is equals to ptr next, next is equals to p. Okay, so now we are going to insert this. So how does this code works? How I have written this code and how it will insert a new node in between the present linked list. So what I have done is, like I have declared a node and I have declared it inside the dynamic memory. Then I have again taken a new node which is called ptr, and this ptr will point to the head node. Okay, this ptr will do nothing. It will just contain the address of the head node, and it will point to the head node at the starting, at the beginning. Okay, now we will insert the data part inside the new made node, which is p data is equals to data. So we have inserted data inside the new part. Okay, now what I will do, I will declare I here, so that we can use while loop here to traverse the like linked list. Okay, so to traverse the linked list, int I is equals to 0. Now, what I will do, I will just increase the value of the index. So that's why we have written int here. Okay, because I will just tell you the value of the index. It will not point to any kind of node. It's not going to point any kind of node. It will just tell you the address of the value of the index. What index are using at that instance. Okay, so starting from I is equals to 1, say suppose in this, let me rub this. Okay, now I'm going to start. Now what we are going to do here, like we'll start I is equals to 0. Okay, we'll start from I is equals to 0. Like I is equals to 0, this is the 0th index. 1, 2. We are just using index number, not fetching these nodes through index. We are not going to fetch these nodes through index. We are just using this to use inside the while loop to just to traverse this. Okay, so I is equals to 0. We will start from I is equals to 0. And what we are doing here, I is equals to 0, and I will say suppose I is equals to 0. Then again it will, if I is not equals to index minus 1, then it will increase its value. Okay, increase its value. Then again it will check what is the ith value here. The ith value will be 1. Then it is not equals to it is not equals to index minus 1. Then again it will increase its value, and it will go so on up to the index number that we have entered. Okay, so this index minus 1, I will terminate after index is equals to index minus 1. Okay, and why we are writing index minus 1 here, why we are not writing index here? Because index minus 1 will have to be removed. Sorry, index minus 1 will be the null, will be the next pointer. Okay, so we can't write index here, because index will be the same node where we want to enter. Okay, so we have to enter one node further. Okay, oh sorry, one node before. So we are writing index minus 1 here. Okay, so ptr is equals to, it will stop before the index, so that's why we are writing index minus 1. So the ptr will update itself. Now ptr is pointing to the head node at the beginning, but after the increasing of the ith value, the I is equals to 0 first, then it is pointing to the head. Now I is equals to 1, I is equals to 1, then ptr will increase itself, then again I plus plus, then again ptr will increase itself, then again I plus plus, and it will do up to index minus 1. Okay, then after what, if I is equals to index minus 1, then it will terminate the loop. Then what it will do, ptr is equals to ptr next, and ptr next is equals to p. Now what does it mean, ptr is equals to ptr next and ptr next is equals to p? Okay, so what this will do, now we want to add a node here, suppose in this node. Okay, so what this will do, this will, now at the beginning this is pointing to this node. Okay, now what it will do, now it will point to this node, and this will contain the address of this node. Okay, and this will be deleted, this connection will be lost. Okay, because now this the address inside the second node will be updated, and this node will now point to the new added node. Okay, and the address inside the new node will point to the last node. Okay, or last node or its next node. So I have done one mistake here, I guess. It is p next. P next is equals to ptr next. Okay, now p next will be ptr next. Here we can see what is p next. P next is this will point to the ptr next, and now ptr next, this is ptr next, this will point to the p next. What is p next? This is the p. Okay, so it will point to the p. So now we have inserted in between. So this is the code to insert the node in between. Okay, so let's implement this. after insertion. Now, but before implementing this, we are knowing that we are starting from first, but we have to change the function name. Insert in between. I guess this is the name of the, yeah, insert in between. And we also have to write the index number. Say suppose index number is 2. I want to insert the data in after 2. Okay. So now just run this program. The new linked list is okay. Traversal will be, I'm doing some mistake here. Let me check whether I'm right, but whether I'm right or wrong in this part. Okay, first 0. Let me run again. Okay. Let me check. Int index, into data, and okay, not star head. So this is the way how we use like insert in between. I think I'm mistaking somewhere, but we are running out of time, so that's why. So this is the basic implementation of insertion in between. So this is how we can use we can insert in between the linked list. Okay, let's comment it out, and we will just implement the insert at end part, then we'll end this session. So now to insert the linked list at the end of the like linked list, insert the node at the end of the linked list. What we have to do, we have to again write void insert at end node star address of head int data. Now I'm not using int index here because like we don't need index here, because we know that we have to like enter the new node at the end of the linked list. So we exactly know where is the end of the linked list. Okay, and insert node. What we'll use here, we'll again use node star p is equals to new node, the allocation of the new node in the dynamic memory, node star ptr, again a pointer which will point to the head node at the first head node, and int I is equals to 0. Now what we'll do, first I will enter the data inside the new node. First do this thing, int data. Now I will traverse the whole linked list while ptr next. Next, I think we don't need int I is equals to 0 here. We can use it by using ptr only, because we don't need index here. So ptr next is not equals to null. ptr is equals to ptr next. Okay. Now what we are going to do here, we are just increasing the value of the ptr and up to when the ptr next becomes null. Okay. So according to this, say suppose PTR is starting from this, then again after increasing the value, it will come to the second node, then again the third node. Now, what is the value of the PTR next? What is the value of the PTR next? It is null. So it will stop here and it will terminate from the loop. Okay. So that is what we are doing inside this insert at end, like inside this while loop. Okay. So it will terminate after PTR next becomes null. And up to then, up to till then, PTR will increase its value by PTR is equals to PTR next. Okay. Now, what we'll do after terminating the PTR value, after terminating it, what we'll do, PTR next equals to PTR, sorry, next is equals to P. Now, why I'm writing this PTR next is equals to P? Because we can see that after this, I want to add a node. Okay. After this, sorry, after this, I want to add a node. So PTR next will be P. PTR next will point to the next node, which is the new node. And the new node, the next element of the new node will be null. Okay, so the null value will be updated. Now the new node, the address of the new node will point to the null. Okay, so we have to update. So to update that, we are using PTR next is equals to P, and P next equals to null. Okay, so we have made this. What we have done, we have allocated the memory. Then we have made a PTR equals to head. Now PTR is pointing to the head. Now we have then again we have entered data inside the new node by writing P data is equals to data. Now we have to traverse the linked list to insert the element at the end. So to traverse it, we are using PTR next is not equals to null. When PTR next is not equals to null, it will increase the value. After this, it will terminate, and it will update the value. The PTR next will become P, because at the previous linked list, the PTR next is equals to null, but we are updating it. We are making it PTR is equals to P, and now the P next will become null because it is the new node, and its next will become null. Okay, so now we will just implement this part. Insert at end. Okay, we are not using index here first. Okay. Okay, now we'll just try to run this program. Yes, see, the original linked list is 1, 2, 3, 4. The new linked list will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and the AND part will be 0. Okay, so this is the insertion part, and similar part, the deletion part is similar to this, but instead of adding this, instead of allocating the memory, we just have to delete the node. Okay, delete that node. Okay, so that is the simple part. If you are well known of the insertion part, then you can easily do the deletion part. Okay.
Avash,
Yes.
can you zoom a little bit more and write clearly? I mean, that would be more visible for us.
Like the code or what?
No, the page where you're writing.
This page?
Yeah, bit zoom it, and that would be easier.
Like I'm new to this
Because the
platform.
explanation you did here, it has become clumsy for us to understand now if anybody wants to understand. So while explaining, please go to next page or zoom a bit. Hope you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, actually, I'm ending this. Like I've explained the concepts, so I'm ending this. Like, yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay. So these are the some operations that we have discussed. Thank you. We'll start from the doubly linked list or a circular linked list from the next session. Thank you.